It always seems impossible until it's done. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. If you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. There is no passion to be found playing small in settling for a life that is less than the one you are capable of living. To deny people their human rights is to challenge their very humanity. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. After climbing a great hill, one only finds that there are many more hills to climb. It is better to lead from behind and to put others in front, especially when you celebrate victory when nice things occur. You take the front line when there is danger. Then people will appreciate your leadership. For to be free is not merely to cast off one's chains, but to live in a way that respects and enhances the freedom of others. There can be no keener revelation of a society's soul than the way in which it treats its children. A good head and a good heart are always a formidable combination. Never, never and never again shall it be that this beautiful land will again experience the oppression of one by another. As long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. Money won't create success, the freedom to make it will. Where globalization means, as it so often does, that the rich and powerful now have new means to further enrich and empower themselves, at the cost of the poorer and weaker, we have a responsibility to protest in the name of universal freedom. Our human compassion binds us the one to the other, not in pity or patronizingly, but as human beings who have learnt how to turn our common suffering into hope for the future. There is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again before we reach the mountaintop of our desires. There is nothing like returning to a place that remains unchanged to find the ways in which you yourself have altered. If you want to make peace with your enemy, you have to work with your enemy. Then he becomes your partner. Forget the past. No country can really develop unless its citizens are educated. Courageous people do not fear forgiving for the sake of peace. We pledge ourselves to liberate all our people from the continuing bondage of poverty, deprivation, suffering, gender, and other discrimination. It is wise to persuade people to do things and make them think it was their own idea. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all. I was not a Messiah, but an ordinary man who had become a leader because of extraordinary circumstances. There is no such thing as part freedom. Let freedom reign. The sun never set on so glorious a human achievement. In my country, we go to prison first, and then become president. I stand here before you, not as a prophet, but as a humble servant of you, the people. When the water starts boiling, it is foolish to turn off the heat. I dream of an Africa which is in peace with itself. I can't pretend that I'm brave, and that I can beat the whole world. I have always regarded myself, in the first place, as an African patriot. Any man or institution that tries to rob me of my dignity will lose. I detest racialism because I regard it as a barbaric thing, whether it comes from a black man or a white man. Unlike some politicians, I can admit to a mistake. Let each know that for each the body, the mind and the soul have been freed to fulfill themselves. In countries where innocent people are dying, the leaders are following their blood, rather than their brains. I have retired, but if there's anything that would kill me, it is to wake up in the morning, not knowing what to do. I should tie myself to no particular system of society other than of socialism. We can't afford to be killing one another. Intervention only works when the people concerned seem to be keen for peace. Africans want the franchise on the basis of one man, one vote. They want political independence. You know, you can only lead them from behind. By ancestry, I was born to rule. Non-violence is a good policy when the conditions permit. Sometimes, I feel like one who is on the sidelines, who has missed life itself. There are so many men and women who hold no distinctive positions, but whose contribution towards the development of society has been enormous. Even if you have a terminal disease, you don't have to sit down and mope. Enjoy life and challenge the illness that you have. I have been influenced in my thinking by both West and East. Prison life, fortunately, I spent a lot of years, about 18 years with other prisoners, and, as I say, they enriched your soul. The purpose of freedom is to create it for others.